Have you ever wondered what existed before the Big Bang? The Big Bang theory suggests that the universe began roughly 13.8 billion years ago. But what does before even mean in this context? Was there a time before time itself? In this video, we'll explore some of the most intriguing ideas from physics, cosmology, and philosophy to answer this mind-bending question. Part 1, the Big Bang and the beginning of time. Let's start by defining the Big Bang. It's not an explosion in space, it's the rapid expansion of space itself from a singular, incredibly dense point known as a singularity. But here's the catch. According to general relativity, time itself began with this event. When we say before the Big Bang, we're entering uncharted territory because the very concept of before assumes time, and time didn't exist in the same way as we understand it before the Big Bang. Physicist Albert Einstein's theory of relativity shows us that time and space are intertwined into a single entity, space-time. And when space-time itself was created, time began. This leads us to a critical question. If time began with the Big Bang, how can we even ask what happened before it? Part 2, the Cyclic Universe theories. One of the most fascinating ideas proposed to explain what happened before the Big Bang is the cyclic or oscillating universe theory. This concept suggests that the universe undergoes an eternal cycle of birth, expansion, contraction, and rebirth. In this model, the Big Bang wasn't the beginning, but rather the result of the collapse of a previous universe. The universe expands, reaches a certain point, then contracts back into a singularity, only to explode again in another Big Bang. This process is known as the Big Bounce. The cyclic theory was popularized by cosmologists like Paul Steinhardt and Neil Turok, who proposed that our universe could be one of many that exist in an eternal loop. This idea ties into some ancient philosophical concepts as well. Think of the Hindu idea of samsara, the eternal cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Part 3, quantum fluctuations, the universe from nothing. Now, let's dive into another idea that could explain the origins of our universe, quantum fluctuations. According to quantum mechanics, even in a perfect vacuum, space is never truly empty. It's filled with fleeting energy fluctuations, tiny fluctuations in energy that can create particles and antiparticles. Physicist Lawrence Krauss has proposed that the universe may have emerged from one of these quantum fluctuations. He argues that nothing, in the quantum sense, is not empty, but is a seething sea of potential, ready to give rise to something. In his book, A Universe from Nothing, Krauss explores how the universe could have spontaneously popped into existence from a state of absolute nothingness, without any need for a creator or cause. This theory challenges our traditional understanding of nothing and creation, suggesting that the universe didn't have to come from a void or an external cause. It could have emerged from the quantum vacuum itself. Part 4, the multiverse theory. Many universes, many beginnings. Next, let's consider the concept of the multiverse. The multiverse theory proposes that our universe is just one of many, each with its own distinct laws of physics. This idea has gained traction with the development of the eternal inflation theory, first proposed by physicist Alan Guth in the 1980s. Eternal inflation suggests that shortly after the Big Bang, the universe underwent a period of rapid exponential growth, and that different regions of space-time may have stopped inflating at different times. These regions could have become separate bubbles, each forming its own universe. This means that while the Big Bang marked the beginning of our universe, other universes could have emerged in parallel, each with its own Big Bang and its own set of physical laws. In this multiverse scenario, asking what happened before the Big Bang might be a bit irrelevant. Our Big Bang could have been just one of many, each with its own beginning. And if the multiverse exists, there might be no beginning at all. Part 5, higher dimensions, the universe as a slice of something bigger. Now let's take things even further with a mind-bending idea, higher dimensions. Physicists like Edward Witten and others have proposed the existence of extra dimensions beyond the familiar 3 of space and 1 of time. These ideas are part of string theory, and in particular, M theory. According to M theory, our universe could be a 3-dimensional membrane, or brain, embedded in a higher dimensional space. In this scenario, our universe didn't come from nothing. It could have been created by interactions in a higher dimensional space. The Big Bang could be the result of a collision or interaction between our brain and another, higher dimensional object. This concept helps us imagine before the Big Bang as not a time, but a higher dimensional event, a collision of membranes in a multidimensional space. Time, in this view, would only exist within the confines of our 3D universe, and asking about what happened before the Big Bang is like asking what's south of the South Pole. The philosophical question, does before even make sense? Finally, let's step into the philosophical side of things. If time itself began with the Big Bang, does it even make sense to ask what was before? Is it a question that is inherently meaningless? Philosophers like Immanuel Kant have argued that time is a fundamental part of human perception. According to Kant, time is not something that exists independently of us. It's a category of thought that allows us to order our experiences. From this perspective, the question of before the Big Bang might not be one we can answer because we may be asking about something that is outside of human experience and comprehension. Conclusion: the mystery endures. The question of what came before the Big Bang is one that may never have a clear answer. Whether the universe is part of a cyclic pattern, emerged from quantum fluctuations, is one of many in a multiverse, or was shaped by higher dimensional interactions. Each theory challenges our fundamental understanding of time, existence, and reality itself. What's clear, though, is that the mysteries of the cosmos continue to push the boundaries of human knowledge and imagination. And while we may never fully understand what came before the Big Bang, the journey to understand it will undoubtedly lead us to new insights about the universe, life, and our place within it. Thank you for watching Unriddle. If you found this fascinating, like the video, subscribe to our channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay curious and keep looking up.